I'd like to begin just by welcoming our ranking member, Mr. Morelli of New York, and start by quick introductions of my Republican colleagues. A few of us spent a couple hours up at the dais counting votes, and so unclear, Mr. Morelli, if this is our reward or not. In a serious sense, appreciate and look forward to working with you. I'd first like to introduce the gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Barry Loudermilk, the only returning member of the Committee on House Administration, so a lot of new faces here today. Mr. Loudermilk will be the chair of the Oversight Subcommittee based on his experience in this committee. I also want to introduce the gentleman, Mr. Griffith of Virginia, an attorney. Energy and Commerce is where he spends a lot of his time and brings a wealth of knowledge of this institution. We're going to be relying on that a lot. Mr. Greg Murphy is not with us today. He is in another hearing, but he is a medical doctor, and I think will bring great medical experience to this table, as one piece of our work will be oversight of the Office of House Physician. The next member of our committee is Ms. Stephanie Bice. She will be chairing the committee, the subcommittee on modernization of Congress. She is somebody I've had the opportunity to work with on a previous select committee last Congress, and I look forward very much to working once again with Ms. Bice. Next to her is Mr. Carey of Ohio. Mr. Carey joined us last Congress in a special election, and from day one upon arrival expressed interest in the Committee on House Administration. We're excited to have you join us as well. One down the dais, the gentleman from New York, Mr. Anthony D'Esposito. Mr. D'Esposito is a former law enforcement officer, and I think will bring a ton of value as we navigate the security challenges this institution's faced over the past several years and continues to face, and we appreciate you being here. And lastly, on the dais, Ms. Laurel Lee from Florida will chair the election subcommittee. Laurel served as the Secretary of State and Chief Election Official in the state of Florida under Governor Ron DeSantis. She worked closely with our committee the last 2 years in that role and brings expertise in one of the committee's primary areas of jurisdiction. I'd now like to yield briefly to the ranking member, Mr. Morelli, for purposes of introducing our Democratic colleagues.
Good morning, all. I am grateful to be here and grateful to you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity to serve with you. And I do want to introduce my colleagues. I will say, I think you and I are carrying the all the wishes of the class of 2018. We're colleagues in that regard. But I'm delighted to introduce the members on our side of the aisle on this committee, and grateful for the opportunity for their leadership. Terry Sewell, who's immediately to my left from Alabama, has been a longtime congressional leader in a number of areas. She and I worked together on regional innovation and innovation policy, and she's, of course, led the fight to expand voting rights for all Americans, and she will be the ranking member on the Elections Subcommittee. To her left, Mr. Derek Kilmer, who has twice chaired the Select Committee on Modernization of Congress, who's worked in a bipartisan way on so many different issues and is one of the smartest and funniest guys in the House. And he would naturally, on our side, be the ranking member on the Modernization Subcommittee. And finally, I'm excited to work with, on my far left, a friend who's I had the privilege of serving with on the Rules Committee in the 116th and 117th Congress. So those of you who know about the Rules Committee know that Ms. Torres and I have spent countless hours together, and I'm grateful for her leadership, and she will lead the subcommittee as a ranking member on the Oversight Committee.
Thank you very much. Although our committee's small in number, I think we're significant in impact, and for those that have been on the Hill prior to the ranking member of my arrival just over 4 years ago, sometimes this committee was known for the smaller things, parking lots, etc. But as we've worked now on a wide range of issues, we've seen some big shifts in that, and I think we're really at the center stage. And Axios said it best last year when they published an article with the headline, Capitol Hill's smallest committee takes center stage. This is in part, I think, why we've grown in size in the committee this year from 9 members to 12. And I look forward to working together over the next 2 years, and I'm hopeful we'll have a productive Congress. While there's times that we may disagree over certain policies, and I welcome those debates, there's actions we can take to ensure this institution best serves every member, staffer, and every American. As chairman, my top priorities are to ensure the People's House is open, accountable, transparent, professional, modern, and resilient. And that's why I'm excited to consider and adopt our committee's rules today. These rules focus the committee on transparent and open operations, establish 3 subcommittees. This will allow us to conduct robust oversight work of all entities under our committee's jurisdiction and consider thoughtful legislation. These include the Subcommittee on Elections to provide oversight over matters relating to federal elections, the Subcommittee on Oversight to provide oversight on matters relating to congressional security, accountability of the legislative branch security and safety apparatus, and the legislative branch operations. And lastly, the Subcommittee on Modernization to continue the important work that the Select Committee carried out over the last 2 Congresses with a focus on implementing many of those bipartisan ideas. I encourage each of you to engage with these subcommittees so that we can be more effective full committee that delivers results to the American people and ultimately work to restore trust in Congress. We have the honor and privilege to serve in the best institution in the world. At the Committee on House Administration, we have a unique opportunity to make the House even better. So while the task before us is great through proper oversight and collaboration on these new initiatives, I have no doubt we will succeed. I look forward to working with everyone and look forward to getting to work. I now will recognize the ranking member, Mr. Morelli, for 5 minutes to make any opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be with you and all of our colleagues. I'm grateful for the members on my side of the aisle, each of whom brings unrivaled qualifications to this room and to the work that we're about to begin doing. And I agree with you that the House Administration Committee may be small in numbers, but it tackles a number of important issues essential to a functioning government. Our wide-ranging jurisdiction includes the totality of House operations, oversight of the country's beloved institutions like the Library of Congress, the Smithsonian Institutes, a constitutional authority over the nation's federal elections, and security of the Capitol complex. Ultimately, we are the stewards of the House of Representatives on behalf of the American people, with a responsibility to leave the institution a little bit better than how we found it when we arrived here. And we have a responsibility to make sure the House is a safe and inclusive place to work for all employees. We have a responsibility to ensure our federal elections are secure, accurate, and accessible, a responsibility to preserve those institutions that I mentioned, like the Smithsonian and their treasures, the Library of Congress, for future generations, and have a tremendous responsibility for the safety and security of members, staff, and those who visit Capitol Hill. So today we take the first step towards fulfilling these obligations, and I'm pleased to disagree. But I believe the chair, and it's been great working with him just in the last few weeks as we've led up to this meeting here, but we hope to find as much common ground, I know I do, and to work in as closely a bipartisan manner as is possible, and that suits the best interests of the House and the American people. In that spirit, I look forward to working with you and colleagues on both sides of the aisle. And with that, I yield back.
Thank you very much. Before we begin the formal order of the business, does anyone have any other comments they'd like to make before we take up the matters before us? Seeing none. I now call up Resolution 11801 through 11807 to be considered en bloc. Resolution 11801 establishes the rules of the Committee on House Administration for the 118th Congress. 11802 appoints majority members to subcommittees. Representative Laurel Lee will chair the Subcommittee on Elections. Representative Barry Loudermilk will chair the Subcommittee on Oversight. And Representative Stephanie Bice will chair the Subcommittee on Modernization. Resolution 11803 appoints minority members to subcommittees. Representative Terry Sewell will serve as ranking member on the Subcommittee on Elections. Representative Norma Torres will serve as ranking member on the Subcommittee on Oversight. And Representative Derek Kilmer will serve as the ranking member on the Subcommittee on Modernization. Resolution 11804 adopts the parking policy for the 118th Congress. See, we still do parking. That's important for everyone to know. Resolution 11805 requires offices to establish anti-harassment and anti-discrimination policies. Resolution 11806 promulgates regulations regarding displaying a statement of rights and protections provided to House employees. And finally, Resolution 11807 renews a committee consultant contract with former EAC Commissioner Janine Bresso, which expired at the end of last Congress. Without objection, the reading is dispensed with, and the resolutions are considered read and open for amendment at any point. I will now recognize Ranking Member Mr. Morelli if you'd like to give a statement on the resolution.
Simply that I'm grateful to you and your staff for working with our staff. We support the resolution and look forward to the work that lies ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Morelli. Does anyone else wish to be heard regarding the resolutions? Seeing none. I now ask unanimous consent that these resolutions be considered in block. Hearing no objection, the committee will consider the resolution in block. The question is now on the en bloc resolution. I ask unanimous consent that the committee adopt the en bloc resolutions. Hearing no objection, the resolutions are adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Now, pursuant to paragraph B and C of Rule 14 of the rules of the committee, I hereby appoint Hillary Lassiter as clerk of the committee and Caleb Hayes as acting parliamentarian of the committee. I request unanimous consent that these two letters appointing the members of my staff as clerk and as acting parliamentarian be entered into the official record. A copy of these letters will be made available to all committee members. This concludes all of the matters before the committee unless any member has comments or statements. Mr. Loudermilk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just want to congratulate you on taking the reins of this committee and the ranking member. I just want to also congratulate everyone. The chairman and I spent 6 hours doing this same thing in another committee yesterday. So congratulations on starting off with unanimity. I yield back.
Thank you very much. The true nonpartisan spirit of this committee is shown in full force today. It does stand in contrast to a 6-hour markup that we worked our way through yesterday. So without objection, the staff is authorized to make any necessary and technical and conforming changes. And without objection, each member will have 5 legislative days to insert additional materials into the record or to revise and extend their remarks. I'd like to thank the members for their participation and look forward to working with each of you during this Congress. The meeting stands adjourned. How about that? I was going to say, we got everybody.